Yesterday, a buddy of mine texted me and asked, I heard Bitcoin has dropped a lot. Should I buy it? Do you think it is going to fall even more? He went straight to the point and said he wanted to try investing at least once, and that I should let him know when it was a good time to buy. I just laughed and told him, man, this is something you have to research yourself and decide on your own. Who would dare tell you to buy at this moment or at any other moment? And from that conversation, I realized something that is extremely common. A lot of people jump into crypto when they barely know anything about it. They hear someone say, this is a great deal, or they see someone else bragging about profits, and they rush in without even understanding what they are buying, where the risks are, or what could go wrong. In the end, almost 90% of them lose money. So if you are thinking about doing the same thing as those guys, then congratulations. There is a high chance you are about to pay tuition with your very first move. And honestly, I used to be exactly the same way. After many years of grinding through the market, when I look back, I realized that if I were starting crypto today, I would not rush to ask, is it time to buy? Or which coin should I buy? Right away. Instead, I would go through these 6 steps first. Because these 6 steps will largely determine whether we enter the market to make money or enter it just to pay tuition. And here are the 7 steps I would take before putting any money into crypto. Step 1. Understand the nature of the game. If I were starting crypto today, the first thing I would not do is download an app or deposit money. I would first make sure I truly understand what this market is. Crypto is extremely volatile, and prices often move based more on cash flow and crowd psychology than on any so-called fair value. A lot of stories in crypto are painted in very bright colors. You hear about future technology, financial revolutions, groundbreaking projects. It all sounds like you are standing in front of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But the current reality is different. Most of the stories, headlines, and hype out there are designed to do one thing: attract investor money so the price goes up. When the price rises, early buyers start taking profits, and late buyers end up holding at high prices. If you do not understand this mechanism, you will easily fall in love with a coin that comes with a grand mission. Even when the price drops hard, you might keep telling yourself it is just a correction, that it will come back, that this is a chance to buy more. And the more it drops, the more you hold. I say this because I have lost everything on coins like that. I believed the story. I believed the market was just pulling back. I believed it would return. It never did. The project slowly went silent, liquidity dried up, exchanges delisted it, and it disappeared. So before you invest, understand this clearly. Right now, 99% of crypto out there, including Bitcoin, is not priced like everyday goods or services based on real-world value. Prices mostly rise because of speculation, belief, expectations, and money flowing in, not because the asset is truly essential to daily life. When you put money in, accept that you are entering a high-risk game. You are betting on whether money will flow in or out, whether the market will feel greedy or fearful, not simply buying some guaranteed future technology. Crypto can be pushed up by buyers, and it can drop fast when people sell. You have to be mentally ready for it to move against you, to fall deep, and to create doubt. Without a plan, you will likely make emotional decisions. In short, do not enter with blind faith that the future must go up. Enter with clarity. This is a highly volatile market where winning or losing depends heavily on cash flow and psychology. Only use money that, even in a worst-case scenario, will not disrupt your life. Step 2. Learn the essential concepts. There are thousands of terms in crypto, and you cannot learn them all at once. But there are key concepts you must understand, or you will make costly mistakes. Before investing, I would focus on practical terms that help me protect myself and understand what I am clicking. Blockchain is basically a public online ledger of transactions. Once recorded, transactions are very hard to reverse. If you send funds to the wrong place, there is usually no refund like with a bank. Coin and token are not the same. A coin usually belongs to its own blockchain. A token is built on top of another network. Not every coin is equal in size or ecosystem. A wallet is where you store crypto. There are exchange wallets, where the platform holds assets for you, and self-custody wallets, where you control everything. Self-custody gives you more control, but if you lose your access keys, no one can restore them. A wallet address works like an account number. If you send to the wrong address, there is no central authority to reverse it. The network matters. The same asset like USDT can exist on multiple networks. If you choose the wrong network when transferring, your funds may not arrive, and fixing it can be complicated. This is a very common beginner mistake. Seed phrase or private key is the real key to your assets. Whoever has it can take the funds. If it is exposed, the money is usually gone for good. Never share it and never enter it on random websites. CEX means centralized exchange, where you create an account and trade like a normal app. DEX means decentralized exchange, where you trade directly from your wallet without a traditional account. P2P stands for peer-to-peer trading. You exchange United States dollars for USDT directly with another person, and the platform acts as an escrow. Always trade inside the system. If someone asks to move outside for convenience, the risk is very high. Stablecoins like USDT or USDC are designed to track the United States dollar. Many people use them as a temporary parking place, but they still carry their own risks. Network fees, also called gas fees, are paid whenever you move assets on a blockchain. Sometimes they are low, sometimes very high. It is not just the exchange fee you need to consider. Market cap, or market capitalization, reflects the total size of a coin. A low price per coin does not mean it is cheap. The total valuation is what matters. Liquidity describes how easily you can buy or sell without causing large price swings. Low liquidity can make it hard to exit at a good price. Spot trading means you actually buy and hold the coin. Your asset value rises or falls with the market. Futures trading is derivative trading. You do not need to own the coin to bet on price going up or down. It can multiply gains, but also losses. Leverage means borrowing extra buying power to amplify returns, and liquidation happens when your losses reach a certain point and the exchange automatically closes your position. Many beginners blow up accounts because they do not understand this. Market cycles are real. Crypto tends to move from excitement to fear, from sharp rallies to deep drops. Beginners often buy during hype and sell during panic, which leads to losses. Once you understand these basics, you will be much calmer when hearing news or investment tips, and you will make fewer mistakes. Step 3. Build a secure setup. After understanding the game and the key concepts, the next step is preparing your infrastructure. In crypto, you can recover from picking the wrong coin, but a security mistake can cost you everything. First, choose and create an exchange account. In the United States, many people use Coinbase because it is simple and familiar. Internationally, large platforms like Binance or BingX are common choices. Pick what fits your region and comfort level. After creating an account, secure it immediately. Use a strong, unique password. Turn on two-factor authentication. Avoid logging in on untrusted devices. If your account is compromised, you could lose money before you even start trading. Next, create a crypto wallet if you plan to hold your own assets. Beginners should know two main types. Software wallets, such as Trust Wallet, MetaMask, or Coinbase Wallet, are apps on your phone or computer. Hardware wallets, like Ledger or Trezor, are physical devices that store private keys offline. For small amounts, software wallets are convenient. For larger or long-term holdings, hardware wallets are generally safer. No matter which wallet you use, the most important thing is your seed phrase or private key. That is the master key. If it is exposed, your funds are gone. Do not screenshot it, do not store it in notes, do not send it through chat, and never enter it on random websites just because someone promises rewards. And before depositing serious money, I always do one simple test. Deposit a small amount and withdraw it once. This helps you practice, understand network selection and fees, and confirm that you are doing everything correctly. Once you pass this test, you can consider larger amounts with much more confidence. Step 4. Getting started. Once you understand the nature of the market, know the basic terms, and have your exchange, wallet, and security set up, only then do you truly begin. But as a beginner, do not deposit a large amount right away. Start small to practice and build reflexes, because new investors often lose money simply by clicking the wrong button or choosing the wrong network. First, I would deposit a very small amount into the exchange. The goal is not to make profit, but to get comfortable with the process. How to fund the account, how to convert to USDT, how to buy spot, and especially how fees and networks work. Next, I would buy a simple, high liquidity coin in spot mode, just a small amount to feel the price movement. You will quickly notice your own emotions when the price moves up or down. It is much better to experience that with a small amount than to go in big and panic. After that, I would take one more important step. Withdraw a small portion to a wallet, if you use one, or transfer coins from one exchange to another. This helps you practice checking wallet addresses, selecting the correct network, and understanding the fees involved. If you skip this practice and only figure things out when large money is involved, one wrong network or one wrong address can mean permanent loss. Once you are comfortable with the mechanics, it is still not time to invest seriously. Now comes step 5. Step 5. Observe the market. At this stage, I would spend at least 2 to 4 weeks just watching and taking notes, basically training myself to read the market. Each day, do 3 simple things. Check whether the overall trend is up or down, see what news is affecting the market, and write down how price reacts to that news. Crypto often moves based on psychology and money flow. Sometimes good news comes out and the price still drops. Sometimes bad news hits and the market barely falls. Observing long enough helps you stop reacting emotionally. Focus on the big, easy to understand signals first. Is Bitcoin strong or weak compared to the rest of the market? Is the overall mood greedy or fearful? Is money flowing in or out? You do not need to predict correctly. You just need to understand how the market tends to react. After enough observation, you will start to feel the rhythm. You will notice when the market is overly excited or overly scared. Most importantly, you will know where you stand in the cycle instead of jumping in based on temporary emotions. Step 6. Make a plan. Once you understand the market better, do not rush to buy. Take one more step and build a clear, detailed plan so that when volatility hits, your emotions do not take control. First, decide the total amount of money you are willing to commit, and it must be money you can afford to lose without affecting your normal life. Then divide that amount into parts, maybe 3 or 5 portions, so you are not betting everything on one moment. Next, decide how you will buy. Will you buy gradually over time or at specific price zones? Spot or futures? In my opinion, beginners should stick to spot only. Then define the worst case scenario. If the market moves against you, what will you do? How much of a drop can you tolerate? At what point will you stop? When will you refuse to add more? This is what prevents panic and revenge trading. Finally, clearly define what you will not do. For example, as a beginner, no futures, no leverage, no all-in, no buying based on rumors, no chasing random cheap coins. Write it down so that when excitement kicks in, you have rules to hold you back. Step 7. Invest according to the plan. Only at this point do you truly begin investing in a serious way. The most important rule is very simple. Follow the plan you wrote for yourself. Do not change that plan just because the market prints a few green candles or a few red ones. Short-term movement means nothing if your long-term strategy is still valid. Do not throw all of your money in just because the price is pumping today and everyone on social media is getting excited. And do not panic sell just because it drops tomorrow and fear starts spreading. You are investing based on a clear plan and personal rules, not reacting to emotions, headlines, or hype. Emotional decisions are usually the most expensive ones. While you are investing, keep detailed records. Every time you buy more, reduce a position, or decide to stay out of the market, write down the reason clearly. Later, you can look back and see whether you truly followed your plan or simply followed your feelings in the moment. It may seem unnecessary or even boring, but this habit helps you improve much faster than you think and builds real discipline over time. And always stick to the rules you set from the beginning. No futures trading, no leverage, no going all in on a single position, no rumor-based trades, and no chasing whatever coin or project happens to be trending that week. So that is the complete 7-step roadmap to getting started with crypto. If you follow each step carefully and patiently, you will avoid most of the common beginner mistakes that cost people time and money. But we are not done yet. Starting correctly is only half of the story. The other half, which is just as important, is risk management. Some people make solid profits for an entire year, building confidence along the way, and then one small mistake, one reckless decision can wipe them out in just a few minutes. That is how unforgiving this market can be. So before you click away, let me share a few critical risk management rules for beginners that will help you protect your capital and avoid unnecessary losses. Risk management rules for beginners. Rule number 1. Never use borrowed money or money meant for living expenses. The market can move against you for a long time. If you are under financial pressure, you will make bad decisions. Rule number 2. Beginners should completely avoid futures and leverage. Leverage does not mean faster profit. It usually means faster losses. Many people lose everything not because a coin goes to zero, but because they get liquidated before the market recovers. Rule number 3. Never go all in and never put everything into one position. Always leave yourself an exit. Crypto never runs out of opportunities, but you only have opportunities if you still have capital. Rule number 4. Do not buy out of fear of missing out and do not sell out of panic. When price surges, beginners jump in because of FOMO. When it crashes, they sell out of fear. That is the classic formula for buying the top and selling the bottom. Rule number 5. Always know in advance what you will do if the market moves against you. Before you buy, decide how much of a drop you can handle, when you will stop, and how you will respond in a worst-case scenario. Investing without a plan is just gambling. Rule number 6. Do not trust guaranteed deals or promised profits. In crypto, anyone who says something is certain, promises fixed returns, or pressures you to act fast is usually not helping you. In summary, crypto is a highly volatile market. Before investing, you need a clear roadmap, a solid plan, and proper risk management to minimize paying expensive tuition. If you want more in-depth videos about avoiding bad projects, understanding market cycles, and doing your own research, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Thank you for watching.